gain for the I.N.D.I.A bloc, and we will be analyzing Surjit Bhalla's take. How will the vote share increase? Will it dramatically go up or dramatically go down? Election experts differ. In a previous episode, we compared the election predictions of noted psephologist Yogen Yadav with the campaign expert Prashant Kishore. Today, we will closely analyze the forecast of India's top data expert Surjit Bhalla. First, let us listen into what Surjit Bhalla said, and then I'm going to go to the debate.
If the BJP vote share increases by 5%, it would likely win 334 seats. This is BJP on its own. With a 7% increase in their vote share, the BJP would obtain 347 seats. A 3% increase in vote share for I.N.D.I.A will get it to 165 seats, and a 3% decline in its vote share will mean a loss of 28 seats, total equal to only 105 seats. Even a 7 percentage point increase in I.N.D.I.A vote share gets it to only 207 seats, some 65 seats short of the majority and even two less than what Manmohan Singh won for the Congress in 2009.
So this was Surjit Bhalla. Now let me take you through what he has argued and what he means when he says 5% in context of Bharatiya Janata Party. So who will be the winner of 2024 as per Surjit Bhalla? What is this take? BJP will win 2024 Lok Sabha elections. So this is what Mr. Bhalla is saying. Prime Minister Modi will win a third consecutive term. That is what Mr. Bhalla is saying. BJP likely to do better than 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Better than 2019 Lok Sabha elections. So that is what Mr. Bhalla is saying. Modi government has performed well on economic growth and individual welfare. So this is what he is arguing, individual welfare. BJP has gained a 5% vote share after the 2019 Lok Sabha poll. 5%. That is what he argues. And vote share gain is reflected through assembly elections between 2019 and 24. He's saying overall, if you look at it, it has gone up. In general elections, it translates to at least a minimum of 5% surge. If BJP vote share goes up by 5%, the seats will rise to 334 seats. Yes, 334 seats. And if the BJP vote share goes by 7%, the party will get 347 seats, 347. And he says BJP will make gains in West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha and Telangana. I'll come to that after that. But let me play out a bite of Amit Shah because he claims number to aa gaye.
छठे चरण का आकलन में ढंग से हमारी कैडर से पूछ नहीं पाया हूं, परंतु 5 चरण में हम सरकार बनाने की प्रक्रिया पूरी कर चुके हैं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी और एनडीए 5 चरण में 310 को पार कर चुके हैं। तो जो आपने शुरुआत में कहा कि अंतिम चरण इधर उधर होता है तो बाकी के बिगड़ न जाए, वो स्टेज निकल चुका है। अब कुछ बिगड़ना करना है नहीं। मोदी जी को तीसरी बार प्रधानमंत्री बनना है और छठा और सातवां मिलाकर हम निश्चित रूप से 400 पार करेंगे।
So BJP, the minimum Surjit Bhalla says is 334. The maximum he says is 347. Ajit, please tell me, is that what you are looking at? 334, the minimum BJP gets with 5% votes, and 347 with 7% of the votes. Is that what you are expecting? Sort of a knockout punch?
See, I certainly agree with Dr. Surjit Bhalla. In fact, as I told you earlier, he was one of my gurus. I learned my both electioneering and political economy from him partly. So I think in terms of prediction, he's arguing if there is a 5% increase in the BJP's vote strength, it will gain 334 seats. And if it is 7%, then 347. Whether the growth in terms of percentage vote has taken place, that one has to factor in. And I am a little confused about the fact that somehow the growth of the BJP vote percentage is linked at some maybe not in a direct level, but even in an indirect level to the higher turnout rates. And because the turnout rates have been so uncertain this time, first two phases, the turnout rates were not quite as high as one expected. The later turnout rates have been much higher. We have one phase still to see. Therefore, I am not 100% dead sure that on the ground, 5% growth of the BJP vote strength from 2019 has taken place. That is one point. And the second point is the link between economic growth and the increase in the incumbent's vote share. Ruchir Sharma has equally rigorously argued that I think out of the 30 or 35 state governments which have won elections with 8% economic growth, 15 of them have lost their elections, 15 have gained. And then he sort of, Ruchir argues that economic growth is not as much not as much a cause for winning of the incumbent as is controlling over inflation. He argues that if you control inflation, that way you end up better winning the election. Now, I have a feeling that the Modi government has controlled elections in recent times very well. Unemployment rates might be high, but
Ajit will come to individual welfare a little later. You know, it's a conversation divided into multiple parts. I'm also joined by Sunita Aaron. I'm also joined by Nirmal Abraham. In studio, Brijesh joins me. Brijesh, tell me, is the figure between 334 and 347 looks feasible to you?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't?
It doesn't. Because for BJP to perform that, you know, BJP has to sweep West Bengal, BJP has to sweep Odisha, BJP has to sweep Telangana, and only then you are staring at that kind of figure. And 5% vote surge, you know, based on the fact that he has, based on the assembly election performance of BJP, you know, we have seen how assembly election and general election performance varies and varies in a big term. In 2019, BJP got 40%, close to 40% vote share in West Bengal when it won 18 seats, but you know, the assembly election, it was a completely different ball game altogether.
Okay, Nirmal, what is your take? Do you think that the BJP is all set to increase? There's an important argument by Mr. Bhalla. Let us not forget that what he's arguing. He's saying if you analyze the vote increment by Bharatiya Janata Party, election by election at the state level, it's incrementally growing and it is going to add 5%. You see, he might be wrong, it can be 2%, it can be 4%, but he's saying it's growing. And I'll come to the I.N.D.I.A bloc later. I've got that analysis also. So I'm saying principally, do you agree that the vote share data of the assembly election is saying that the BJP has grown more than 2019, Nirmal?
I don't think so. I would have said that if they were able to capitalize on Rajasthan. In fact, they messed up in terms of Rajasthan, as well as the progress they could have made in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. I don't think they will be able to make. So when you take those things into consideration, I don't think they will make it anywhere close to 334. And Falodi Satabasar, which we all brush aside as a betting market, it's not actually, because only Falodi Satabasar and Ipsos made the perfect pitch or the perfect prediction for the 2019 election. So when you compare even them, they went up to 334 in April and came down to 290, and now they're at 300. And I would somewhere be at around 300 as well, largely because of the gains that they could have made in the south, they will not be able to make. The seats that they may lose in Rajasthan because of internal political issues that's happening there, including a denial of seats, people in BJP moving to Congress, and a couple of them are even likely to win. So in such a scenario, I don't think. But having said that, even if it's a 5% drop.
So basically saying that, you do not agree with Mr. Bhalla. Let me go across to Sunita Aaron. Do you principally agree with Mr. Bhalla? Then I'm going to put out the I.N.D.I.A bloc numbers. That if you look at the elections, there is an incremental gain. If you look at the elections from 2019 to 2024, he's looking at a gain of minimum 5%. He says maybe it can come down to 4%, but it can even go up to 7%.
Kartikeya, I'll reply in a very briefly. I'll give my reply. I don't agree with it when he talks about seats and percentage. No, I think there'll be a dip. But certainly, BJP is coming back to power with the lower seats. Second, when he talks about economic growth, I think the two big issues that went against the party were inflation and unemployment. So there also I don't agree with it.
Okay, so you are basically saying you don't agree. Perfect. Now let me play out other aspect of Mr. Bhalla, the India bloc. What can be the maximum gain for the India bloc? And yes, to some it might be disappointing. His take is, if India bloc gains a 3% vote share, they will only get 165 seats. Now he's saying, so 3% vote share is only 165. If India bloc's vote share declines by 3%, they will lose 28 seats. If India bloc vote share rises by 7%, please, 7%, they will get 207 seats. Even then India bloc will be 65 seats short of a simple majority, and I am not talking about the Congress party. He's talking about the India bloc. That's the vote share. That's the key part of the argument. Systematic decline of 2% in Congress vote share every Lok Sabha election. He's saying there has been a systematic decline. He expects Congress vote share will come down to 17% in 2024 from 2024 to 17% from 2019, which was at 19%. So there will be a drop of 2%. Now, Mr. Bhalla says from 2019 to 2024 there will be a drop. 2024 से 2019 के बीच में ड्रॉप होगा. अब let me put out the bite of Rahul Gandhi.
मैं आपको सिर्फ आज दो चीजें कहना चाहता हूं. सबसे पहले भाई और बहनों, 4 जून इंडिया गठबंधन की सरकार बनेगी. हिंदुस्तान के गरीब परिवारों की लिस्ट बनेगी. करोड़ों लोगों के नाम उस लिस्ट में होंगे. हर परिवार में से एक महिला का नाम चुना जाएगा. करोड़ों महिलाओं के नाम एक लिस्ट में लगेंगे. उसके बाद 5 जुलाई खटाखट.
So the question is, can vote share of India bloc decline by 2%? That's the question. Can the vote share of India bloc decline by 2%? And most important of all, what is this theory that even if it goes by 7%, it's not going to give any push to the entire machinery? 7% is only 207 seats. Ajit?
What happens is, in the swing ratio measurement that Professor Surjit Bhalla is doing, when you are measuring a growth of 7% of the India bloc, or you are measuring a decline of 2% or that of 5% of the India bloc, what you're doing is you put the BJP at a constant point there. You don't measure the opposition, in this case the India bloc, without putting a cap on the BJP. Now, where has Dr. Surjit Bhalla put the cap on BJP? I don't know from these figures. Because obviously, if the assumption is that the BJP is anyway going to grow 5%, then the figures
Ajit, he's basically talking of an incremental decline. Basically, he's talking about that there is a party which is growing and there is a party which is declining. He's talking about an institutional decline. So the maximum numbers he's giving it to the India bloc is 207.
Institutional decline of Congress party or institutional decline of the entire India?
Entire bloc, the entire opposition space he's talking about.
That is not happening. That is not happening on the ground anywhere. The decline that he's talking about might be of the Congress. That is quite possible, because if you look at the two models in India bloc, the weakest is the core, which is the Congress. The concentric circles around it, all the regional parties are very strong. In the case of BJP, N.D.I.A, it's the opposite. The core BJP is very strong, its allies are very weak. So my argument is that I don't see a decline in the regional parties at all in the India bloc. Perhaps there might be he's seeing a systematic decline of the Congress, obviously, which is 2%. I agree with him. But what I'm arguing is Congress might decline, stay where it is stagnant, or might grow just by 1 or 2%. But the so-called parties around it are sort of sometimes rising very fast. I mean, if you take AAP, for example, the growth of AAP is phenomenal. Just one example, right? In 10 years, the AAP was 0, and from there look at the two, because here the assembly election has also been calculated. So look at the assembly election growth of AAP in Delhi, in Punjab, even in states like Gujarat, for example, 16% assembly seats. So I'm just giving one example. Similarly,
okay. So if I say the Congress is shrinking, let me particularize the question. Is Congress shrinking? Do you think it's going to shrink?
Sorry, so repeat the question.
Is Congress going to shrink?
It could. I'm not saying it is, but I won't be surprised if Congress's vote base shrinks. But the vote base of the regional parties, no way.
Okay, you made your point. You have made your point. Brijesh.
No, I don't think Congress vote base is shrinking. The reason why I'm saying this is that, if you are comparing it only with the Uttar Pradesh, I don't know, but if you're comparing with other states, Telangana, they have performed better. Karnataka, it's expected that they will perform much better than they performed last year. And other states also, they are going to perform better. So I honestly don't see that whether their political situation is depleted from 2019 and in 2024. I think they are better placed, in 2024 rather than they were in 2019. The second thing is that...
So you're saying they're going to add votes?
They are going to add votes. They are going to add seats. And, the second thing is that you will also have to understand that I completely agree with Mr. Ajit that when he says that, we cannot wish away that, that there's an incremental decline in the state of West Bengal or in any other place. We don't, I mean, if you go by that, then this means that Aam Aadmi Party is going to go below 5 seats it had won and made BSP win 10 seats, which is fighting solo. I think, most of these predictions are, I honestly don't know, based on what? What is the parameter on which these...
Data?
What kind of data which he has used is, I don't know, because the fact of the matter is that there has not been a surge in voting pattern. So it is not like, that last year it was 65%, last general election, this time it is 72% voting has happened, and you are trying to make sense of the extra 7% data. The data has not increased, and if there's a decline of 5% or 7% as he's suggesting, this means that, the I.N.D.A bloc would be literally intact. And there would be a phenomenal wave going in favor of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Surjit Bhalla's
No, I'm not opposing. I want to wrap my head around the kind of
vehemently disagree with. You can vehemently disagree. That's
I'm saying that the kind of positivity which Mr. Bhalla is feeling for the BJP is something I'm not able to wrap my head around.
Brijesh is not getting positive vibe from Mr. Bhalla's data. Sunita, your take.
Yes, I don't get that sense from the ground.
You're not getting positive vibes?
Whatever mathematical calculations Mr. Bhalla might have done, there are reasons. Congress, when you're talking about their vote percentage going down, it's because they're contesting lesser number of seats. In UP, they're only contesting 17. And I think the vote share will go up. Second, there is a better... India is more cohesive, and you see the visual parties doing better. Third, the split in the anti-BJP votes this time is lesser. It has been contained in a direct contest between the parties. So there are reasons why I don't foresee their vote percentage going down. As for the increase, I can't predict right now.
So you are saying that it's not going to go down, but Mr. Bhalla also says that even with the high 7%, there is no hope for I.N.D.I.A bloc.
They get a bit, you see, if you are just looking at that they're going to rule the center, maybe not. But if they're improving their performance, I think all the more reason, because everybody was saying that Congress is down and out and regional parties are so divided, and everybody was ridiculing India concept. But within 2 months, they've been able to put up a show. Maybe they will not form the government, but you will have a strong opposition in parliament, which is good enough. I think like that you need a strong opposition also.
Everyone needs a strong opposition. I don't think you only need a strong opposition. Everyone needs a strong opposition somewhere. But now let us go to the other aspect. But before that, it's Nirmal to you. You think that this analysis is correct?
No, as much as I respect Surjit Bhalla's expertise, I have to admit that he's wrong when it says that there will be a 5% increase. I don't think so, for a couple of reasons. If you take state by state, look at Rajasthan. As I said, clean sweep last time, likely to lose maybe 4 to 5 seats. You saw the decrease in voter turnout by 5%, which is historic. And with Bihar as well, a clean sweep last time, likely to lose 6 or 7 seats this time. Kerala not likely to win a seat, although the vote share would come up. Tamil Nadu, probably the same result like last time, 1 seat. West Bengal, a slight increment for the BJP. So I don't see where they would get 30, 40 additional seats. Yes, the vote share may slightly go up in some of the states, but definitely I don't agree with what he said. No 335, I would probably say 300. But yeah, even with a 5% decrease, if they could take home, they could go home as the winner, fair enough.
And now we come to the third segment, which is the final segment. When I started this show, there was one categorical statement or observation by Mr. Bhalla, which is that Bharatiya Janata Party will gain in West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Telangana and Odisha. So will BJP gain in West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Telangana and Odisha? Now let us play those graphics, because that's what he is arguing. He has argued these are the gain states. So in the gain states, Bharatiya Janata Party in 2019 in West Bengal, it had 18 seats and TMC had 22. He is saying that this will increase. That's number one. So he's saying in West Bengal, it will either be a tie or a close tie, or they overtake TMC. In Uttar Pradesh, BJP got 62 seats. I think Brajesh has a lot to say on this. And he's saying that BJP will get more than 62 seats, which means that they're going to eat into BSP or SP. I think Sunita will also have a lot to say. In Telangana, the argument is that the Bharatiya Janata Party is going to gain seats. Now, how many seats will they gain? 4 to BJP, 3 to Congress Party. Congress is in power in Telangana. TRS, then now BRS is at 9 seats. So, are they going to go up? And in Odisha, BJP is 8, BJD is 12, Congress is 1. Here I say, yes, there is a fight. There is a fight. There is a fight. So, if you look at the assembly, BJP 77, TMC 213, Congress 0. I am playing both the figures. Uttar Pradesh 255, 111, it's opposite, SP is 111 and BSP is 1. It has, by mistake it has happened. And then BJP 8, BRS 39, Congress 64. These are the assembly elections. And in Odisha, BJP is 8, BJD is 12. These are the Lok Sabha. Now, let me go to Mr. Jha first. Ajit, do you think that Bharatiya Janata Party, I'll go state by state, is going to do very, very well as per Mr. Bhalla in Uttar Pradesh?
Yes, I think so. I think in Uttar Pradesh, the Bharatiya Janata Party in this election is likely to get 70 plus seats. And the reason is very simple. The reason is that last time in 2019, when the Bharatiya Janata Party got 62 seats, and compare that to 2014, when the Bharatiya Janata Party got 71 seats, each time it got 2 incremental seats because of its ally. I think the Bharatiya Janata Party in 2024 is likely to repeat 2014 because there is no alliance between the SP and the BSP. You only have an alliance on the ground between the SP and the Congress. As a result, in a three-cornered fight, even if the BSP is rather weak on the ground, in a three-cornered contest, the so-called what we call the Muslim vote and maybe part of the Dalit vote is likely to get divided. And the moment it happens, the gainer in this case will be the BJP. So in UP, I agree with Mr. Bhalla that the BJP is likely to, I'm not saying it will, but it is likely to get more than 70 seats. Now, having said that, let me make one more point, which I think partly one of the speakers made, that this incremental gain in vote share is actually a product of how many seats you contest. So if a party is contesting less seats and still winning more, whereas another party, like let's say the BSP is contesting all 80 seats, might end up winning hardly 1 or 2, its vote share might show massive increase, but its seat share will not increase. It's because the strike rate is low. So in this case, will the BJP's strike rate increase? That should have been the question of Dr. Surjit Bhalla, not the fact that if its vote share is increasing by 7%, it will get so many seats.
Uttar Pradesh, I'll go to other states. Let's stick to Uttar Pradesh.
No,
62?
I don't think so.
You don't agree on 62?
No, I am saying that I don't see them making or breaching that 70 seat mark. I think what BJP will be doing is that BJP will be somewhere in the 2019 figure and not in 2014 figure.
Okay. Sunita, do you think that Bharatiya Janata Party will get more seats than 62 in UP?
Let me just give you 1 or 2 reasons for that. At best, they can repeat the performance of 2019. I am saying at best because about 30 seats, there is a very, very close fight if you look at it. And there are reasons because the candidates, they have been repeated, say they have a strong anti-incumbency against at least 55 of them. And the candidates by the opposition are better planned. Then there are better, and the Muslim division, this time they decided that they're going with the alliance, and BSP has basically withdrawn from the field. So her vote percentage is going to do, she couldn't damage the way she would have wanted to.
But then, a lot of people were saying that there are seats in Uttar Pradesh which Bharatiya Janata Party won very closely. Do you think that
16 seats.
16 seats.
And BJP
Are those
won
16 seats at play?
out of them.
14. So, is that a problem now, Sunita?
No, I think the victory margin on many seats will be very less, but you can't go by 2019 data because the candidate changes, the situation changes, so you can't do that. Like, for example, if I talk about Ghazipur, it's a different scenario altogether. If I talk about Anupriya Patel's seat, it's a different scenario. She is winning, but whether the margin will be same or not, the margins will be huge in Varanasi, maybe in Lucknow. But rest of the places, it's going to be a very tight contest, at least on 30 seats.
Okay. Now, let me play out the graphic on West Bengal. West Bengal, Mr. Bhalla has argued that Bharatiya Janata Party is going to get more seats. BJP has 18, TMC has 22. Ajit, to you, do you think that they are going to breach this mark of 22? Do they have the capacity to overtake TMC in Lok Sabha?
At the ground level, it looks unlikely, but given the fact that Mr. Modi is very popular in West Bengal, it is possible. But on the ground level, the way Mamta is campaigning with all those pro-women welfare schemes and, the fact that she's surrounded with women leaders, and we have noticed that the TMC is almost getting a 6% advantage in gender gap. That means 6% more women vote for the TMC compared to the BJP. The BJP, in fact, has a 3% in favor of the men voting. So I don't know. I have a feeling at the ground level, looks unlikely. But given Mr. Modi's popularity, given the anti-incumbency against Mamta, Sandesh Khali and others, theoretically possible that the BJP might tie with the BSP or
Is it also practically possible?
Say that once more.
If it is theoretically possible, is it practically feasible?
See, because it is practically feasible. Only problem is I did not go and travel around West Bengal.
Fair
but
enough.
What I've heard that the women voted in a big way. The turnout of West Bengal was very high. So that's what makes me a little, I'm a little doubtful about this proposition that the BJP will beat the TMC.
Okay,
It's
fair
much
enough.
Tie.
Fair enough. Brijesh.
Well, I think, BJP is giving Trinamool Congress a very good fight in the state of West Bengal. There's no denying that. Sandesh Khali and others have given a wind in the sails of the BJP. They feel that, they are able to counter Mamta on one issue which will hurt them more, which is the dignity of women. Last year, as Mr. Ajit was pointing out, last election, 50% of women voters voted for Trinamool Congress. But Having said that, I think, the Trinamool Congress, based on several revelations of sting operations which they have done, and they have tried to pay back the BJP in their own coin. I think they have been able to arrest the decline which many was foreseeing and many were prophesizing. I think it's going to be a big fight, but if you ask me that do I see BJP getting better of Trinamool Congress in the sense of number, no, I don't think so. But I think it's going to be a very close fight and a very tough fight in Israel.
Sunita, do you think that we are looking at a very close fight?
Yeah, yes, certainly, but TMC looks like a far ahead. I've been talking to people there. But BJP may increase some vote percentage because they've been working very hard and they've been trying to get more seats, but TMC will be ahead of BJP.
Saying that the TMC is going to be ahead of Bharatiya Janata Party. But Ajit, there are two states left. And in both these states, there is a legacy issue. In one state, the legacy issue is of the Chief Minister himself. He has a protege, but he is an outsider. And in another state, you have a former Chief Minister who is not able to create a fight for the party. And the fight has turned out to be between Bharatiya Janata Party and Congress. His party is hemorrhaging, BRS is hemorrhaging, and the leaders are joining BJP and the Congress party. So my question to you is the net gainer in Telangana, will it be Congress because it has the government, or will it be BJP?
I think it will be the BJP. I think.
Why do you say that, Ajit?
Because I have looked at the data carefully in Telangana. Let's not compare the Assembly and the Lok Sabha because that is where the problem begins. But the BJP, if you look at the trend in Telangana, the BJP has grown. The BJP's, this is one-off election where the Congress won the Assembly election. But I think the vacuum left by the BRS sort of getting out of the competition, the BJP is going to fill that. Any kind of anti-incumbency against the Congress government, which is in the state, will actually benefit the BJP. The BJP will get a double benefit, both from Prime Minister Modi's image in Telangana, and number two, because of the so-called competition against Congress, anti-incumbency favors BJP. So I think Telangana is fairly spot on. There I agree with Surjit Bhalla that the BJP is likely to do quite well in Telangana.
Nirmal, who is going to be the net gainer? Ajit says that it's Bharatiya Janata Party in Telangana. I am asking you, is it BJP or Congress? Congress has a government. BJP has more strength, more acoustics, much better machinery.
Right. I slightly disagree with Mr. Ajit here because I believe Congress has the power to, to gain the seats there, largely because the anti-incumbency effect is not going to work out in Telangana, just as it hasn't worked out in the south. So that has, a reflection on Telangana as well as Karnataka, or even if you look at the other states like Tamil Nadu. So I think it is going to be the same effect that you will see in Telangana as well. I don't see the BJP winning in Telangana.
So you basically don't see BJP winning in Telangana. Brijesh?
Well, I think, the BJP might gain a couple of seats and BRS, I think, will be wiped out. And I see Congress being the largest party as far as numbers are concerned in 2024 general election.
Okay. Before I close the show, Ajit, I'm coming back to you. Who is going to hold the fort in Odisha? Both Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha are happening at the same time. 30 seconds to you.
In Lok Sabha, the BJP will absolutely sweep. In Vidhan Sabha, the Biju Janata Dal is going to sweep.
Split verdict.
Yes, complete the other way around.
Okay, Sunita, do you think it's going to be a split verdict in Odisha?
I think so. And especially because of certain statements of the Prime Minister against BJD leader. You know how the identity politics works. So I have a feeling, yes, BJP will gain in Lok Sabha, but I see BJD doing better.
Okay. Okay. Thank you all of you. So this was the second edition. We analyzed the people who analyzed the election. So we analyzed the data used by the analysts to analyze the Lok Sabha election, but this is all in the second on point. But we always have 9 on points. I'll leave you with the 7 on points. Thank you and good night.